All right, good morning, everybody, and welcome to those of you who are watching on YouTube. Um, we're gonna get started building my watch list here in a minute, but wanted to share this with you real quick. I ran across this. I think I had posted this probably over a year ago. And you always hear me talk about my process or developing a process, and this is why professional traders are process oriented. If you're results oriented, you only focus on the outcome. I lost, it's a bad trade. I won, it's a great trade. But you've also heard me say in the past that if you lose, that doesn't mean that you lost. If the trade didn't work, like yesterday, you know, the trade didn't work for me on X, but it wasn't a bad trade. It wasn't a bad look. Um, This setup was good. It just didn't follow through. I stuck to my plan. So that's a win because I didn't lose more than I wanted to lose. You know, I'm still here to fight another day. And you can't just focus on the outcomes. Because if you're result oriented, you're going to miss important learning opportunities. You're not going to take time to reflect on everything that happened in the trade because all you're focused on are the outcomes. And that's another reason why I say trade for skill, not for money. Because if you're trading for the skill, you're focusing on the process. You're not just focusing on the outcome. And you need to have a long-term mindset. That's why I'm able to, hold trades sometimes, practically all day. Because, I know the process. And I'm not just thinking about the outcome, I'm thinking about the trade as a whole. I'm looking at all the pieces of the puzzle, all the elements of that trade, and that's what I'm focusing on. So process oriented traders, they judge their trades by the way they made their decision. Did you stick to your rules? Winner, well done. If it's a loser, no big deal. It's still a winner because you stuck to your rules. If you broke your rules and you won or you made money, you were lucky. I'll say in a heartbeat that I was lucky on that because I did break the rules. I didn't follow my process. But then when we lose, we can't blame anybody but ourselves. We have to take responsibility for what we have done. So this is the difference between a result-oriented trader, which most of us start this way. I started out this way as well. I started out as just thinking about results. And as I grew and, got tired of losing, I realized that there's a process to this. And I became a process-oriented trader. And that's helped me really get to where I am today. All right, and for those of you that are watching outside of the room, I'm going to share this with you real quick. On my website, averagejoetrader.com, on the services page, or my services page, you'll see all the services that I offer. Now, the one thing I want to point out, and why I brought this up this morning, is for the yearly subscription, part of it, we get to have a one-on-one meeting, once a month. For each month of the year, we'll meet one-on-one and talk about the struggles you're having, talk about the the things that you're doing well, that you feel that you've really accomplished. but that takes time. And the idea was to, once I got 50 people on an annual subscription, that I would shut that off because I wouldn't be able to handle everybody. But I had no idea I would get the amount of subscribers, as fast as I did. So I only have 6 spots left for the yearly subscription. So I want to let you know up front. I don't want you to find out on the back end that I'm out of spots, if that's really what you're looking for. I think it's important that when you're going through the learning process that you do get to talk to a mentor or a teacher that's going to help you, that's helping you grow and learn and develop. And that's why I put that in there. So plus I do have individual mentoring, and that takes up time too. So I have to make sure I have enough time to take care of those who buy the additional mentoring, what some of you have. I want to make sure I have time for that. So those of you that's already signed up for the yearly subscription, my plan is to have a calendar, and I'll display that calendar for the time slots I have available, and we'll start signing you up next week, for the mentor sessions. Alright, so now we're going to let's look at what's going on and see if we can start building our watch list here. Let's go to FinViz, because that's what you guys came here for anyway. Alright, so we've got 3 on our ORB pre-market scan. Now this scan is comes first. Before I even look, if I have enough good hits over here, then I don't even look at my main gapper scan. That's not important to me. I know this scan is going to pull the best opportunities I have for the setup I like to trade, opening range breakout. And I really feel that way. Now, yes, some days, there may be one over here or two that I don't get that make good moves. But I'm looking for consistency, and I'm looking for longevity. I'm not looking for once in a blue moon. And more often than not, the stocks that hit my ORB pre-market scanner, they're going to give me the best moves. So that's why I focus on it versus just going through the gapper scan. But obviously you've seen that if I don't have any good hits on that scan, then I go over to the gapper scan and see if we can find something else that's tradable to me. This was just upgraded today to buy, strong buy. We got neutral, market perform. So I don't see the news. Is this a... Let me check something here. Let's see what's going on with this thing. Earnings. Yeah, they reported earnings. I thought I recognized this from the list yesterday. That's why I said when Ashley posts the post-market and pre-market earnings, you look at the ones that she does post-market, you look at that at night, and like I said, most of the time you're going to see these up here. AA was another one on that list. So STX, I'm gonna run through the news here first and see what charts I want to look at. I know AA had earnings. Let me see if there's anything else on this. Yep, pretty good. Pretty good catalyst. There seems to be a lot of it just dropped off the scanner. So I guess it's teetering around at $1. But I am gonna keep it on watch. Because I do like AA. I do think, we've been in a big uptrend here. So, we'll look at the daily chart overall and see just how far we are, how far up we are. ACAT only has a 12 million share float. Now take a look at what's going on with it, but I probably won't have that on my watch unless I just don't have anything else to watch. It's a buyout, so won't be watching it. Let's see, NEWR. Let's see, New Relic helps global enterprises accelerate. And very rarely do I sit there and read the whole news. I can look at the headline and pretty much give a good idea of how the market may interpret it. Now I have an idea of how it will be interpreted, but I'm going to trade the market. I'm not going to trade my interpretation of it. I'm going to trade the market's interpretation of it because I don't want to lose my shirt in this mess. Alright, let's pull up the daily chart. So we're going to look at AA and STX right now. Those are my two main watches here. Get the chart pulled up. Let's see, STX, we are trading 42.33. Ooh, we gapped up pretty big. That's a huge gap on STX. I wonder if it's going to try to recover some of that before. Alright, so now I'm looking for, I'm not going to go too far up and mark levels that will probably not be in play today. So this is 45.63. This is about $3 above where the price is. So I usually stay within the $3 above and $3 below range. And here I'm marking out my pivot points so that I can see if we're going to have any windows of opportunity here. Alright. I know this is back in 2013, but there's some significant price action, happening. So I'm going to check the levels. To make sure that they are all marked. Yeah, I'll do this one. Doubt if it'll drop to 35. Alright, so now let's take a look at the 5-minute. Let's see what kind of windows we have. This doesn't have a price on it. 41.92. Looks like this is the level that's been holding pre-market here. 41.50's level. So this has been holding pre-market. It's hit this 42.50 level. Looks like it's trying to break out here. Yep, that's exactly what it's probably going to do. It looks like it's trying to break out. We may test this 43.20 level up here pre-market before we get a pullback. So STX looks pretty decent. Let's see, what was the other one? Oh, AA, Alcoholics Anonymous. Let's see. No, this is an aluminum company. And I think the steel and aluminum companies in America are gonna keep running up. Now we are pretty extended here on the daily chart, but we have gapped up. Let's see, 38, 4. We were as high as 39, so we're up in that area. Let's go back and see if we can find the price action. See, we're trading up in here. So we're gonna look for the pivot points around the area that we're trading here. Alright, yep, that looks pretty good. See what the 5-minute chart looks like. Yep, pretty nice windows. This is a point. This is about 50 cents or so. Not quite 50, but we'll see. This may recover the gap, recover some of this gap. We'll wait and see. Like I said, we're trading it out the VWAP. I like this pre-market. It's about a 50-cent move. You know, there's possible pre-market here. And if I'd have caught this about 5 minutes earlier, this would have been a good trade. Because this is the rejection candle here. Getting in here around 38.50 would have been ideal. And I'd have been looking for this move down to 37.95. I mean, right now you may get 40 cents out of it, but I would have rather got it up here at 38.50 so I could take some profit, halfway down. But AA will definitely make my watch. So we've got STX and AA so far. Let's look at what's hit the scan. TXT. Let's see what's up with it. Yeah, still I'll do that once the